All right. Good morning. It's 11 o'clock. We have an appointment at 11 o'clock, so let's get started. Bud Doyle, how are you, buddy? Awesome. And I know we're going to have some teams coming in right now. So, what have you noticed over the last week to 2 weeks? What are some things you've noticed in the market? Month of November. What's that, Matt? You're picking up? Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, you're starting to see it pick up. No, I think it's a time of opportunity, so maybe not, right? What else are we seeing? So we're starting to see it pick up. Okay, absolutely, bud. So yeah, we're starting to see a little bit longer days on market. Are we still starting to see that pricing war going on? Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, it seems that we're seeing a lot more price reductions than we have been seeing. We're starting to stay a little longer, but there's also a lot of buyers out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jamie, what are you seeing? Thank you for joining us today. What are you seeing on the title side? Okay, lower price point transactions. Interesting. Okay, so now that we see this, what is our plan? What are some different strategies that we're doing? Is it that we're pricing ahead of the market? I mean, what would be some different strategies that you're implementing in your business, knowing these things are going on? It's all quiet. All right, so we want to talk about some strategies today. John, what are you seeing in the market?
I'll tell you what I've noticed. People that do open house, so the whole route, they're not at doors, flyers. They're really trying to promote those open houses. So I'm guessing that means there's still a lot of buyers out there, and they're not so accustomed to easy finance.
Right, absolutely. That's a great point. So a lot now it's we're pulling all the shots, right? So it's the door knocking with strategic implementation with that. It's going through and not just flyers, but we're calling database, we're calling business to businesses, which is one of the things we're going to talk about today is how to leverage that. Yeah, John. All of those are great points.
What am I supposed to do with this now? I'm through.
Everyone can hear
I'm
you
through.
online as well.
Just ideal time to touch your database with Christmas tree ornaments or even a coffee. Take them to coffee. Anything that will allow you to get in touch with them because it's the festive season. People like it.
Thank you. So and that's a really important piece here. And I wanted to start with that because I think what's really important right now is to seize the opportunity. Because most of your competition that's out there right now has already slowed down or stopped. It's mid-November, and every single year we can almost put a pinpoint on the day on being November 15th where we start to see that shift. So now not only are we seeing a market shift that's happening, we're also seeing a shift within our competition. That's even happening at our local board. I mean, that's a big conversation that's happening right now. So the key is going to be how can we harness this and then implementation? Because either we can have $1 million bookshelf or we can have $1 million business. And it's up to us which one we want to do. So as we get started in the meeting today, one of the things that we're going to talk about as we go through it in our coaching corner is going to be tying into never-ending referrals and the business-to-business conversation, which that truly right now, especially right now, can create massive, massive opportunity. Because if you think about it, if we have connections within businesses, what would those databases start looking like? I mean, you could truly have a 200-person database by just having a connection at 1 or 2 businesses. That is lifting up the rock to find the business underneath it that may not just be popping up right in front of us. And that's also being strategic. So let's start with this. So we're going to start our meeting the way we normally do, and let's get some bucket filling here. So if we look at gratitude, and we're in the month of November, who would like to share a gratitude? Whether it's one of our peers, whether it's what you've seen in a transaction. Who would like to start?
So Bud, it's Debbie Connor. Bud, thank you for always jumping in and playing Buddy the Elf or Santa or whoever. I mean, you're awesome. You're awesome.
I like that. That was a good one. Awesome. All right, let's keep going. What's another one? Rob T.
My gratitude's for Matt. He got a difficult file under contract while I was freezing in the woods and not shooting an animal.
Nice job, Matt. Awesome. All right, what's one more? One more. Dun, dun, dun. I know. I can stand up here all day. There we go, Tracy.
Tracy Duncan. I had a wine event last night, and Lysandra came and helped provide some information on some yoga poses for the stress relief.
Awesome. That's great. Awesome. All right, let's keep on going. Thank you, Tracy. Upcoming listings. Who has a listing here? Who's taking advantage of the market? All right, here we go.
Mark Nichols, I've got a listing for $49,000 down in Los Animas. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's got hardwood floors from 1954. It's just a great deal. Yes, sir. The average rent for a 2-bedroom down there is $700 a month with a mortgage on it looking at about $200 a month. So great opportunity for investment. Close to great hunting and fishing.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. All right, let's keep going. What's another upcoming listing? Castle Rock, yeah, absolutely, man.
One in Founders in Castle Rock. It's 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, all remodeled. $350 coming out on the market tomorrow. Up in Founders.
Nice price. Awesome. How about, okay, one more time for listings. Right? Anyone online listings? Okay. How about price improvements? We're seeing some price improvements going on. Scott.
All right, Scott Bubier. I've got a listing that's been on the market a while over in Verona. I've mentioned it before, Primo Road. It's a beautiful 55 and up townhome. We just reduced the price to $675, which is a steal over there. So every upgrade you can name. It's a ranch townhome, 55 and up, no maintenance, all the snow shoveling, everything like that's taken care of. Mountain views, view of the reservoir over there. Really, really nice place. So let me know if you have a buyer.
And that was $675? Going once, going twice. All right, how about another one? Price improvement. Buyer needs. You have any buyer needs? Mr. Bud Doyle.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bud. I have a buyer need, basically 800 to 1.2, Lone Tree, Castle Pines Village, Castle Pines North, somewhere in that neck of the woods. We've looked at probably 20 to 25 homes and just not finding the right fit. So if anybody's got something coming on or so, they're motivated and can close quickly. Good.
Awesome. Thank you, Bud. Fantastic. How about another buyer need? All right, let's keep on going. Put our hands together for Mr. Sim McMullen, Cross Country Mortgage. Here we go.
I don't like it. No, I told her last week. Hey, everybody. 2 things. I'm going to talk real briefly. I'm going to call Matt up here to share his experience with the cross country. A few weeks ago, I had mentioned, oh, surprise. No, just kidding. He knew. Am I allowed to sit down? All right. Oh, well then. Drinks are on Patrick.
A few weeks ago, I talked about how Fannie, Freddie, and the government are all starting to talk about reducing the debt-to-income ratios and how that's going to start putting a crimp on things. We're getting closer. So Fannie and Freddie, I'll make the backstory really brief. Once Fannie and Freddie and the meltdown happened, they went under conservatorship with the government. The government said you cannot have more than $3 billion in cash. We'll take the rest. So the Treasury's been depleting Fannie and Freddie for years now. We're getting closer to coming out of conservatorship, which means now Fannie and Freddie have doubled their cash in the last couple of months, billions of dollars. So we're getting closer to where they're going to be on their own. The man, Matt Calabria, who's in charge of getting them back on their feet, is making speeches and is indicating more and more that we're getting closer to that date. What that means is, depends on who you talk to, but a lot of people are starting to think that once they're on their own, when Fannie and Freddie go out on their own again, that DTI is going to shut down, meaning 43 and above will probably go away, which means FHA is going to be the place to go for most of those loans. FHA wants those loans because it then makes them a bigger player in the market. It also means they don't have to keep buying 55% debt income ratio loans. So less risk for FHA when the ratio is in the 45, 46. So like I said before, start thinking about the people that you know that were like, oh, I'm waiting till next spring. I don't know if that requires a phone call from you to their lender to say, hey, what was their back-end ratio? Oh, 46. Do you know about Fannie and Freddie? Whatever you want to say, like, let's think about getting them off the fence sooner. I don't have a date of when that's all going to happen. Just know we're getting closer and closer. I believe today the House and Finance Committee is discussing this very topic about what they're going to do. Go ahead. No, you got to have the microphone, John.
Does that affect the front end ratios too?
That's a great question. They have not mentioned anything about the front end ratios. Those have always stayed pretty normal, for lack of better words, high 20s, low 30s. Fannie and Freddie, if you got up, FHA, if you got up above 47%, FHA would say no. So Fannie and Freddie are tighter than that. So that's just a heads up on what's coming. Only because I mentioned it before, I teased before, I wanted to follow up and say, this is a real thing. It's happening. Mr. Matt, would you like to join me up here? I wanted Matt to talk about a little Q&A. Okay, perfect. I'm not going to talk, you are, but if you'll just tell us about your experience.
My experience was not good. No. Some of my experience, so I'm a new realtor in the business. I came from a highway construction company, and this is our first home purchase as me as a new realtor. So one of the fun things that Sam got to do was tell me that I didn't get to buy the house. It was all my wife. So that was a little bit of a conversation between me and my wife. So now she owns my life. And I think that's positive. I don't know. If we ever get divorced, I get out pretty easy. So, and then he sent her a knife set, which I think that's like a sign from God that just kill me off now. But outside of those difficulties of working through me becoming a realtor and having minimal income that I used to have, working through all that stuff, he got our loan closed literally in less than 2 weeks. So we called him, I actually talked to Jackie. We called him I think it was Friday afternoon at 5, and we had it closed 2 weeks later. So I can't say enough. The process seemed very expedited, very upfront, very professional. So if you need a fast close, if you need a slow close, I suggest going to Sam because he did a really good job. So I can't say enough about Cross Country on that. They did a phenomenal job. So you're welcome.
That was fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, let's keep on going here. And I lost my scribe. I believe so. And let's see. Okay, so KW culture. All right, so the big piece, I know Jamie right now is at Bold and having an awesome time there. They're talking about databases today. And Seamus, you got something for us? All right, come on up. Let's give Seamus a big round of applause.
I forget you haven't been in team meeting for the last couple of weeks, so I'm Jamie right now. So update on fantasy football. Mark, you're still in first place. Congratulations, I'm kind of bummed. Second place, Lone Star Legends. Scott, you've gone up 3 spots. Amber's in third place, and I'm in fourth. With Pi Day, we know what's coming up on Friday, correct? Deadline for Pi Day. Who's sent in information to Jamie or to Jackie yet? If you haven't, please make sure you do. We only have 4 pies right now on there. I know a bunch of people in this room are talking about it. Thank you very much to Bud for being Buddy the Elf. It's going to be awesome. Santa Claus, sweet, I love it. So we've got that going on. We're going to have cookie decorations, arts, crafts, all that stuff. One of the things my team did over the last week is we kind of put together a quick little text script to send out. So for those of you that have maybe made calls and haven't heard back or need to get back into that for the pie event, here's the script. And I'll say it through a couple times so you guys can write it down. It's basically this. I have a Thanksgiving pie reserved for you. What I need to know is, do you want apple or pumpkin? That's it. Here's the script one more time. I have a Thanksgiving pie reserved for you. What I need to know is, do you want apple or pumpkin? I did this morning. I sent out 15 text messages in probably, 10 minutes, and I have 9 pies already reserved from that piece alone. So it's a nice little spot. Again, make sure you got your orders in by Friday, this Friday, and money to Amber as well. We'll get the pies ordered on Monday is when I'll put that pie order in. We'll go pick them up and be ready to go later that next week. So, Tracy, you have a question?
So if we have people that want pies after the deadline, it's Costco. Can we bring our own in and add to that because somebody's replied after the deadline?
I don't see why not. And one of the things that we've done as well is always buy a couple extra, because you're going to have that person who never responded and Shane is just going to show up and say, where's my pumpkin pie? So I always grab a couple extra of all of those. But yeah, absolutely. I don't see why not. Any other questions, comments? Cost is $10. $10 per pie, and they are massive. Again, last week, they're huge. They're the Costco ones. We'll go pick those up. Yeah, they're awesome. I'll send a photo out on social media so you guys can see them from last year, how big they are. And we had 2 flat carts full of them. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks.
Awesome. Let's give Seamus a round. Thank you, sir. All right, let's keep on going. Okay, so Amber, I'm going to go ahead and pass this to you because I know this is your favorite part. Let's give Amber a big round of applause. She loves this part. Tell us about the month.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I had to go get a bat. I forgot my bat. Okay, so for October, you guys set 9 new records. So I don't know if you guys have been keeping count, but that's multiple records set every month so far this year. So congratulations to you guys. In case you're wondering, no, I don't sell houses. So that's you. I just get to share the fun. So you guys set records in closed sales volume, listings taken volume, listings sold volume, contracts written volume, average sales price, and closed GCI. And I like that last one because that's your money, not ours, yours. So you guys earned $3,297 in profit share. That is the 3rd highest October this office has ever seen. So nice little record there. And you guys are outpacing the market in every single category of production. I forgot my clicker. Thank you. So some recognition. So there's going to be some posts going out on Facebook later today. So keep an eye out for those. So William Kretzer is in bold. So congratulations to William. He capped last month. So 2 claps. All right. Top individuals. Dwayne Brown is supposed to be here. He has a baby in tow. So my guess is he's going to be a little bit late. He closed $2.4 million in total sales volume and 6 units in the month of October. So 2 claps for Dwayne. Michelle White. She's in bold. And look what happened. So she's had her license, 4 months, 5 months? Not very long. So 2 deals, just shy of 1.6, and then Miss Rhonda Richardson, 2 units at $780,000. So congratulations to them. All right, teams. This one was fun. This one got really close here really fast. So congratulations, Downing Street Brokers. $6.4 million in 7 closed units. Nickerson and Associates number 2. Congratulations, sir. And I don't see, oh, Andrew and his team have their planning event in Las Vegas right now. So number 3 for them. Right Price Group and the Duncan team were hot on their heels by like $200,000 in sales volume. So you're not competitive. So I know you're not going to do anything with that. So congratulations, everybody. And then our heavy hitter award. This one also is really close. So this one was kind of fun too. So who remembers what heavy hitter is? We have a few new faces in here. Anybody? So I do not just run around with a giant bat for nothing better to do. So we give this, I get to heat people. This is for the agent who took the most listings in a single month. So congratulations to the Right Price Group. 5 listings taken at 1.8 million, and I know Zach is actually out on another listing appointment right now. Rex and the Jarnigan team were right hot on their heels with 4 listings at 1.7 million. So close, it's getting closer. So this is getting really fun. So thanks for making me work hard to get these figured out. So that's all I got for you guys.
Thank you, thank you. This is awesome. Most offices right now are going like this, and we are screaming up, which is fantastic. So congratulations, great job. Let's talk about 4 conversations and, listings taken and also closings here. So for listings taken, truly what the opportunity comes down to is the listing appointments. So who can define what a listing appointment is? Let's just have a clarity moment there. Rob?
Yeah, where you do a listing presentation.
Right. Is there a timeline associated with that listing, whether it's going to be 72 hours, 30 days, 60 days, 180 days?
You mean like when you get the listing?
Right. When you get that listing, is there a timeline associated?
I mean, signed paper.
Yeah, signed paper, right?
Yeah.
So the point I'm making to this, the point that I'm making with this will take a little bit of me getting used to. And the point I'm making is when we go into listing appointments, a lot of the times we look at it and say, okay, what's our conversion ratio to that? If our conversion ratio is at 90%, I'm going to challenge you and say, are we more comfortable with these listing appointments we're going on? Or are we also looking at expireds, FSBOs, other opportunities? With a listing taken, what the point is with that, it doesn't always have to be a listing taken that's 180 days, 30 days, 45 days. It could be that you're trying out the listing and showing your value over a weekend. It could be a 72-hour weekend, a 72-hour listing. Now, here's the neat thing about that. That's hardly any issue at all with the seller, whether they're for sale by owner or an expired. What are they doing? They're testing us, right? So what most for sale by owners will say, it's a value versus cost conversation. Since it's a value versus cost conversation, they want to know what value we have coming to the table. A famous script that is for sale by owners is, I have buyers, let me come over and preview your home. Take it one step deeper than that. I am so confident with my skills as a realtor, a professional realtor, that is full-time, not part-time, not a hobbyist, right? Not one deal every 2 years. But because I know the market so well, and I also know that the market is shifting, I'm willing to put my own time on the line. In 72 hours, I will show you the value. So for sale by owner or expire, this could be gold. Because the big pieces that they're going to have is, okay, show me. Right? And that's where we have the opportunity to reach out to our database, to do our door knocking strategically, to be able to have a plan around this. Because when we listen to, and I talked about this, gosh, what was this, about 3 weeks ago now. When we're driving to the office, you're hearing open door conversation, right? You're hearing the radio ad that's out there. What is that ad? Who could summarize that ad just super fast? The question is, with Open Door and the radio ad they have going on right now, what is that ad? What are they asking? What are they saying? Fair enough, Rob. All right. So Opendoor's big play, Opendoor's big play, Zillow's big play, Redfin's big play, it's convenience, right? You don't have to do an open house. You don't have to have multiple showings. You don't have to be on the market for 30 days, right? It's all of this conversation around convenience. Do we have that also in our business? You could even have a 3-staged business if you wanted to, whether it's a silver package, gold package, platinum package, that talks about your different value you have associated with each. So when we're going into a listing appointment to take the listing, are we prepared to go up against Zillow, Redfin, Opendoor? I think Purple Key's out, right? If I'm right. Purple Bricks, right? And know that Amazon's coming in your market as well. They're already here. So do we have that? Do we have that value associated? Are we prepared to talk about convenience? That could be something like a 72-hour listing agreement. Something's going to separate you from the pack. So having those types of conversations and even reaching out to our database and saying, hey, you know what? I heard this ad on the radio when I listened to the radio the one time, and this is what I heard. What did you hear? What are your thoughts around this? Because we can either make up the story in our heads on what it is, right? Or we can ask that question and find out. So my challenge to you would be, say, ask those questions, right? What do they consider convenient? Yeah, Robin.
I'm just curious, if you take a 72-hour listing, I don't understand how, if homes, unless it's priced really aggressively, it might take a little bit longer to sell house. So kind of tell me what you're talking about. Is this like an automatic, we buy it if we don't sell it, or what, that's what some companies are doing. So if you could explain a little more.
Absolutely. My pleasure. So the 72-hour listing is the right to earn the right for business. So for example, if I go into a listing appointment and I say, okay, Mr. Seller, I have 72-hour listing opportunity for you. I will take care of everything. We're going to do, I have a plan with open houses. We'll have a sign put in. Here's the catch. For a 72-hour listing, it's a non-MLS listing. Because what we're showing is our value. Anyone who has a real estate license can put a listing on MLS, right? It may not be accurate, but they can put it on there. So with a 72-hour listing, you're coming up on a Thursday to have that conversation, say, over this weekend, we're going to go a non-MLS listing so I can show you my value. On Monday morning, I'm going to give you a call first thing to talk about what did that open house look like? What did we do? What were the activities that were specific? Whether that's database calls, are we tracking the calls that we're making around this listing? If it's an open house, are we door knocking? Are we doing strategic activities around this? Then on Monday morning, when you make that follow-up call, that's when it's the opportunity to earn the right for business for a 30-day listing. They go on MLS, they do all these different pieces. Now they can see what the value is. Here's the other catch though too. What happens if that listing sells in 72 hours? Right? That listing sells in 72 hours. Did we just show our value? If we have 200 people that we've reached out to, been able to show exactly what the track record is and the specific activities around the marketing and prospecting, and we go to that seller on Monday morning with confidence and showed what we were able to do without even the MLS, how likely are they to sign with us or extend that listing out, right? Part of this is being strategic. So is this an idea that's outside the box? Yep. Has this been done before? Absolutely. It's all strategies on what separates us from the pack. So for example, if we're only working with buyers, right? If we're a buyer's agent and that's our primary, have we reached out to those buyers and asked the question, would it be okay if I put my sign in the yard after we've closed for 2 weeks? Because guess what? No one knows that we're showing those buyers except for the other agents who saw the deal close. So how are we forming extra exposure to be able to promote listings? That could be another way. right? So it's all, Robin, it's all strategy on how we're doing this. The key is going to be, especially right now, is showing convenience and value. Convenience and value. That's what will win you listings hand over fist against any competitor. Not just the ones we have here, but I mean the big ones that are coming in. So being strategic, and we can talk later about this too, but being strategic around listings, around buyers, around the business that you have that you're doing. What would this look like if you closed, you know, Matt, you had just closed some buyers, right? Awesome. So what would it look like if you had your sign in their yard for the next 2 to 3 weeks and you're able to do a housewarming party for the buyers? Be pretty sweet, right? Something like that causes the exposure of the neighborhood. Plus, the buyers are going to talk. They're excited. They want to let everybody know all about it. Matt's sign, Rob, your sign is in the yard for 2 to 3 weeks. It's a constant conversation. And it's something different. Because most times what happens is the property closes, sign comes down, lockbox comes down, family moves in, right? Then we check in with them after 30 days, see how everything is going. What would it look like if during that 30 days you were getting extra market exposure? Specific to pick up listings, and the offset of that is you pick up more buyers. It doesn't cost us anything. That's what I mean about strategy. These strategic practices were used 10 years ago during the last market shift. Because what happened is when we were looking at it, we got very specific on how much we were spending, red light, green light, right? Do we have a P&L, a profit and loss statement? Once we know those pieces, we're able to shave down the costs. One of the things Gary Keller is actually asking all leadership across the entire company right now is to cut 20% of expenses in preparation for the shift that's going on, which, by the way, has already started. So that's what I mean. It's being strategic on one side. It's watching your money, right? Watching your expenses, because everyone thinks we have what, the endless money pit in our pockets, right? Because we're realtors. On the other side of it is being strategic. When you get to combine those two, now your ROI screams up to the top. So does your exposure. Any questions about that at all, or strategies around that? Yeah, Rob.
We're using another way to tackle like the red doors and that sort of thing. We've reached out to all of our investor clients and talked to them about what type of properties they're interested in purchasing. And I bet you we could match any red door offer with some of our investor clients when you put their fees up against the board, as well as the reduction in the market value of the house that they're willing to pay. So, you know, when we run into those, we're just like, all right, I've got a team of investors. We'll buy this thing at that same price. You want to do that deal today? Here's a check.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So that's another strategy as well. So the point of today and what we're going to talk about in the coaching is also being strategic on who we're reaching out to. So as we roll in, let's go into our coaching corner here. So who's at Never Ending Referrals? Awesome. Okay, a handful. So what's going on in Never Ending Referrals right now is business to business. Now, what's powerful about business to business is once you have your point person, you have access potentially into the entire database of that company. As realtors, we are surrounded by businesses. We are constantly asked to partner up. So are we getting strategic around that? I'll give you a perfect example. We had a landscaping business. In fact, if you flip over your agenda, you'll see kind of what we had in every single, it's above and beyond, I know we have. So in every single pre-listing packet that went out, these businesses were listed with phone numbers. There's dentists on here, there's an accounting, there's sewing embroidery, there's travel, there's a medical park, all different things on here. This was 10 years ago. So imagine what you can build with technology right now. Even if when you look at local insights. The point on all of this is that no matter what, I want that client to come back to me as the center of influence, the center of the resources. The other key piece is being strategic. So I'll give you an example here. on, let's find them. Midnight Sun Home Care, Kevin Turkington. So Kevin is a past client of mine. He runs a Midnight Sun Home Care. And what that is about is for those, it's in-house, in-home care for those who are 55 and older. Here's why it was powerful. Because if grandma's getting taken care of by Kevin, do you think there's a level of trust that's going on? Absolutely, right? Do you think grandma's family has a level of trust with Kevin? Yeah, absolutely. So if I'm Kevin's point person for all real estate needs, do you think that family also trusts me, being from Kevin's recommendation? The point of this is I'm not paying anything for this. These are all relationships. And we're in the month of November, which is a gratitude month, right, with Thanksgiving. So what businesses could we partner up with? Is it a landscaping business? Is it a snow removal business? Is it a gutter cleaning business? Is it an HVAC business, heating and AC? Right now is a perfect time to go to your past clients and give them an air filter or 2 air filters, because summer has just ended. So the dust is blowing around everywhere, right? That's what I mean. Are we being strategic? So one of the things that I wanted to, put out there, and kind of we can talk about this because I think it's powerful to have that live conversation around this. And today is November 13th. So we're almost midway in November right now, 2 days away. What can you do? Who can you partner with over the next 2 weeks in November that can have a dramatic impact on your business during the holiday season? So what would be some different ideas? There's some big things coming up. So if you were going to partner with a business and you're going to be able to reach out to that business, give them a couple scripts and start to get into that database as well over the next 2 weeks, who do you think could be a great partner for you? Snow removal? Hanging lights? Absolutely. Absolutely. Snow removal, hanging lights. Who else? Gutter cleaners? Yep, Greg, absolutely. Who else? What's that? Yeah, Dale. Yeah, event planners. Absolutely. The holidays are right around the corner. What happens on the day after Thanksgiving? Chaos. Why is it chaos, Amber? Black Friday. Yeah. So what is everyone doing on Black Friday? They're out standing in lines, right? Starting at like 4 in the morning. Staying home, right? Hiding from the lines, right? Here's my point. Is there a business you could partner up with that's going to have a big sale or a big event on Black Friday? Because the masses are going to be going to the business. So are we leveraging out our time in that way? That could be another opportunity, right? Here's something else. What happens on that next Monday? Cyber Monday. So in the event of Cyber Monday, would it be amazing to be able to send out Kelly snapshots, right? Be able to send out landing pages. That's something they don't have to pay for, and they get automatic value. Yeah, we don't pay for it either. So are we using these tools that are in front of us? Because as we go into the holiday season, as we continue into this market shift and go into 2020, the agents that are flipping over the rock and being very strategic and watching their return on investment, their ROI, are the ones whose businesses will exponentially increase in 2020. Because as the market continues to go like this, opportunity shows up, and it shows up big. And oh, by the way, do we need to have 20 years experience or 2 years experience to form relationships with businesses? No. Matt, you just got your license, right? A year and a half ago? Okay. So who's had the license less than a year? Awesome, right? So you have just as much opportunity as those who have had their license for 20 years. The key is being strategic. What are your thoughts around this? Deb?
Why not have a realtor Black Friday event? You could do something yourself. So you could do, well, a lot of the things that maybe you already do. Maybe you're one of the agents that always includes a home warranty. And for, Black Friday only, get a free pre-inspection or a free home warranty included with your sale. Throw Keller Mortgage in there, throw Cross Country Mortgage in there, anybody that you're doing some business with, and partner in there and do something over and above, or just re-communicate something that maybe the rest of the world doesn't know about you. Right? So there's probably something you could do for Cyber Monday too. I'll think of something.
Love it. So let's take the next 3 minutes, talk with your table about different strategies that you can put together for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. It's within the next 2 weeks that can help you promote business in December. So we'll take 3 minutes on this. We'll make it quick. All right, ready, set, go. Okay, we'll take one more minute. One more minute. Okay, let's bring Amber up to the front. She will be our scribe, so you all don't have to try to figure out what I'm writing down. And let's go from table to table, and we'll talk about this. So let's start right up front here, Deb, with your table here. What are some different strategies that you came up with?
Oh my God. So Lisa had a great idea of a listing that was in her neighborhood. They had they put up a sign writer that said including a home warranty. So that created a bunch of buzz. And even if other houses had that included, they didn't put it out there. So it automatically made that agent look like they were a step above everybody else. And then we were talking about doing something in the neighborhood for either Thanksgiving or Christmas or both, kind of like that you've been booed kind of thing, like at Halloween when you do that, and getting the neighbors involved of like doing like a secret Santa kind of a thing or something along those lines. We need to look it up to figure out how you do it.
Immediately was thinking Edward Scissorhands. Man, that's a great idea. How about back here?
We had a couple ideas. What was the second one? Oh, we talked about partnering with a photographer and saying book your reservation for family photos for your Christmas cards, and it's a free 2-3 hour at a park, and they get a free digital copy for the Christmas card if they want to buy a package, and then the photographer makes money off of that. But they got to book it on Friday or Monday. And then for Cyber Monday, we talked about reverse prospecting, I guess is the best way to describe it, where getting your sphere to call you to enter into a drawing for, pick something, I don't know, gift card, something exciting from Amazon, free house, compliments of Keller Williams. They will buy it for you.
A couple of things we talked about were, like you were saying, partnering with a local business. So having a coupon for the first 100 people to fill out our little form, they get a percentage off during the holiday season because businesses don't care. They know the turnover rate on those coupons, and we get to add a bunch of people to our database. The other item we added was, if you sign a listing agreement or a buyer agency, if you're signing a buyer agency, you get a free home warranty on Black Friday. Even if they're not buying now, we can build it out for the next, if they're looking to buy in the spring, we already know. We already have an agency signed, so we don't have to worry about competing at that point in time.
Oh, thanks. We talked about visiting people and standing in lines into Best Buy or whatever. So going and seeing that. We talked about partnering with locally owned businesses that do Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff and handing stuff out there. Trying to get people to stop by the table and talk. Do you have anything else? Yeah. We talked about trying to visit the one place that has all the news stations out front too. Hand them coffee. So yeah.
Thanks, Robin. We talked about doing some targeted Facebook marketing on Cyber Monday. name your promotion. I mean, you could give away whatever, half your commission. I mean, to a free warranty. I mean, whatever. These are all new people coming in for the first time for that one day only. Be aggressive with that. I also talked about the line thing. I think that's a really great idea too. Come up with like a care package, and then let him know that there's a Black Friday promotion that we're offering, and whatever that promotion is, and just you kind of have that captive audience, and you got something of value to give them, whether it be water or coffee or a granola bar or whatever. So.
You had a good idea about the landing page.
So you already brought it up, was the landing pages. We already do HomeBot, and we thought if we provide then the landing pages and hit the button to go on Cyber Monday, they're already captive at their computers. So it has a higher chance of being opened and read if it's Cyber Monday.
I was going to say one idea too is I do Boomerang quite a bit, and sometimes the local merchants or so, you know, and I speak to myself on this, if you're doing Boomerang and the store is right close to a farm you market to or so, to actually go in and introduce myself to the local franchisor. So, you know, because the only disconnect with Boomerang is you don't know what the turn or what the return is or whatever word I'm looking for. So just go in and introduce yourself or so and be like, hey, you know, in case you keep seeing all these postcards, that's me or something.
I think for the last 35 years, I've every Christmas I get ornaments and have the client's name, their closing date, then my name, and give it to them. And so I'm certain that at least once a year, I'm in front of their face. And I've had a couple of clients that's the reason they called me back from way back. And it's pretty inexpensive to do.
Absolutely. Here's an idea that's outside of Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Do we know some of the owners who sell Christmas trees on the Christmas tree lots in the area? Because we know that they're getting the foot traffic. What if we were to go in and say the first 5 customers that you have get 25% off a tree compliments of X? Could that be something? Everything is designed to be able to get them to call you, right? So if we get in good with some of these business owners, especially, here's the thing, hands down, small businesses love small businesses, and they love to support small businesses. And it's absolutely critical, especially when they're competing against the corporate businesses, right? So who are the small businesses we could partner up with? One of the things that we did up north was a landscaping business, and I gave them 3 scripts. That was it, and it was super easy. Shane would literally get at least 7 to 8 deals per year from those scripts. Because Shane, who ran an entire landscaping company, was there before I was ever there, before the seller even had a conversation around it. So if we're looking at building up spring inventory for listings, and we're looking at building up holiday inventory, how can we partner up with these businesses to make it that much easier? Protect your money, right? Protect your time. And gosh, wouldn't it be amazing to also increase our energy through this? I mean, this time of year is also the time of year where we see charities. So who are the local charities that we're going to introduce ourselves to? The nonprofits. Could that be another opportunity to have a conversation? Anything like that. I mean, Bud, you do an incredible job with charities. So right now, more than ever, this is when they need our help. So how are we willing to get involved, get in front, and make as much of an impact with our community as possible? Being strategic. Jane.
We all know people love to be hand-fed, so I was thinking you could actually come up with, you know how they post the deals, Black Friday deals ahead of time. You could email out some great best buys, but then follow up with a wrap Wednesday, or a wrap and wine on Wednesday, and you could actually have them bring their gifts that they just purchased on Black Friday to be wrapped while you enjoy some wine at another local business, correct? And then that local business could do a post Friday sale as well while they're there. So it would just be kind of a twofold.
Love that. Thank you.
Small Business Saturday is November 30th. So you have Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and then Cyber Monday.
Sounds like a power weekend, right? Here's another idea too. If we're going out and, oops, sorry, Amber. Thank you. If we're going out and we're going to go tackle the lines, right? Do we have a best buy list? Do we have the best deals in Denver? I'm so happy, Celia, that you're here in line today because I got the 3 best deals in Highlands Ranch right here. Who else can I give this to? Right? Take it that one step farther. Because what happens is that if we're just passing out business cards, the return is very low. So there has to be an item of value that you're going to give them. For those of us who are building up our listings right now, do we have our listings based best deal 500 and under, best deal 750 to 500, right? Something like that where you're able to tackle that target market. These are all strategies. Here's the number one thing though. We can either make the decision to do this or we can make a decision to not. Just know on the opposite side of that, someone else will. And they really will. Because the market is contracting. So all the strategies are starting to come out right now. So talk with us, talk with myself, talk with Deb. Let us help you because we have some strategies that really could work. And you know, the key thing around this, focus on 1, 2, maybe 3 strategies, not 1,000. Or pull from some of the ideas up here. And then that way you can just tackle that one and just make it incredible. What are your thoughts around this? Persistence is important. Absolutely, John. What's something else? Dun, dun, dun. Yes, Jesse. Okay, let's. There's no question.
So as we're doing this, are we allowed to use the Keller Williams name when we're going out and advertising? I mean, that's a huge shot in the arm, I think, for business to say, hey, we're Keller Williams. And they say, oh, Keller Williams. And then you hand them your card and things like that. But that's basically my question.
So the quick answer is yes, absolutely. What business wouldn't want to be exposed to 180,000 associates in 39 countries? Not just here in Denver, think big picture. So, and we broke 9 records. What business wouldn't want to be associated with the local Keller Williams that is smashing all the records and outpacing the market? If I have a business that's even remotely associated with the housing industry here in Denver and here in Highlands Ranch, South Metro area, that's exactly who I'm going after. Because I want to play with the winners, right? Winners play with winners. We are building something, you are building something that is literally smashing records all the way across. The question is, are we sharing that story? Because when we are at a high level, businesses will start to come to us, which is the flip around of those calls. So, cool. All right, let's keep on going here. Was this helpful, by the way? Awesome. Okay, good. Thank you, Debbie. Nice watch. All right, so upcoming events. So we have Never Ending Referrals on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12:30 to 2:30. This week was about business to business. So, I mean, there's some absolute nuggets that are going on. Guess what the best thing is? It doesn't cost you anything because our office picked up the tab for you on this. So come check it out. If you're in Bold right now, Never Ending Referrals is a perfect dovetail into Bold. Coming up here, we have Wealth Building, which our good friend Bud Doyle and Mr. Mark Bauer are going to be here on a panel, and we're going to be talking about profit margins and return on investments and how you can be incredibly profitable. So a quick thank you, Bud, for jumping in there. Pie giveaway. Again, this Friday is the deadline. So please reach out to us. Let's get these orders on the table. Have these calls and these conversations. And then on the 23rd, from 1 to 4, we'll have our pie giveaway. 27th, there's not a team meeting due to Thanksgiving. And the 28th, we will be 29th and 28th will be closed for Thanksgiving. Great opportunity again to get out there and create that exposure. Win with Sellers is coming up with Renee on December 12th. How many of us have taken Win with Sellers before? Right? What was one thing, Bud, could you tell us just a little, what did you get out of Win with Sellers?
It's been a little while. I took it with Gene Rivers a couple of years ago. It's just the activities yield the results. You know, I mean, I think that that's kind of an ongoing thing that you might not see results quickly, but you have to keep kind of doing the activities over and over again or so. That's probably, I mean, I remember that from probably 3 years ago or so, I think when I took it with Gene Rivers.
Awesome. Thank you, Bud. So that's coming back. So if you intend to create a listing inventory and build your listing business, take this class. It absolutely works. Let's see here if there's anything else. I know William had sent me a message regarding on Monday. Is that Jamie? Is that okay? Let me pass the phone to you because
he texted me too. Yeah, I'll be sure on Monday from 12 until 2, I'll be here teaching on best practices for video as well as Facebook Live. And it actually is a fantastic class. You can ask William about it. He came originally as well. That's why he wanted to host it here. So 12 to 2 Monday.
Perfect timing for Cyber Monday. Under construction. Cool. So we'll have it ready to go and rock and roll with that. Fantastic. All right, let's put our hands together for our sponsor, Fidelity. So, like to come up to the front.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Jody Sandoval. This is Dave Hickey. We're sales reps with Fidelity National Title, and we kind of work the whole Denver metro area. So we want to thank you today for letting us come in. Some of you may have remembered us from Bold. If you went to the Bold training, we came in and sponsored one of those. But we also brought one of our closers in the back here, Stacy Wolf. So yay, we got her out of the office. You know, I know you guys have great products, great marketing, all of that, and you guys have great training. So I'm not going to go into detail about any of our products except for one that we have, which is our Fidelity Agent One. You guys may be familiar with that depending on what company you work with for title. But there are, some of them have this app. It's just called something different, but it is a great app. And you can do net sheets on it. And the great thing about this is they just updated it to where you can do the net sheet comparison for iBuyer. So that would be a great thing for you to use for a listing presentation for sure.
Everybody's familiar with the iBuyer name. Oh. Is everybody familiar with the iBuyer name and what's going on? That's the Zillow and all that. So I'm sorry. Well, this comparison actually shows you. It'll show your seller the difference between what you're actually going to charge them and what the company like Zillow is actually going to charge them. So it's a great little tool. It's new to the product. So
and they have a lot of great other features on here, premium buttons that you can post to social media, already pre-made everything. So it truly is a good app. It's fun to play with. So if you don't have it, take one of the flyers, download it. It really is a great app to use.
So we brought a taco bar. It's back in the kitchen. So who doesn't like tacos, right? So enjoy.
Oh, and just to let you know, I don't know if anybody's interested, but we just did an iBuyer class. It's called an iRep class, where it allows you to get certified to be an iRep, so that if your sellers decide to use an iBuyer, you would still be able to represent them and get some sort of a commission out of it still. So it is a great class. We're the first ones to bring it to the market here. I know it's not saturated here yet, but it's coming. And we just had one yesterday, another one this morning, and we'll be bringing back our team from Arizona to do that again within the next 6 months. So just something to keep your eye out on. If you're interested, leave us a card. We'll be happy to send you the invites to those.
Thank you all. Enjoy the day.
Thank you very much. Awesome. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and close the meeting. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining us online. We will see you next week. And let's put some of these strategies that we've talked about into action. So we'll see you later. Thank you.